Well, move over, hard seltzer. A new beverage is poised to become the drink of the summer. Demand for canned cocktails is bubbling up, with drink makers from craft producers to major liquor companies betting on the trend. Janet Shamlian is in Austin, and she shows us what the buzz is all about.
It's happy hour at Rustic Tap in Austin, Texas.
How sweet is your lemonade?
A country bar along 6th Street, known for live music and more than 20 local brews. But no longer is every bucket full of beer. What's in these cans is a pre-made mixed drink, often vodka or tequila-based, with names like ranch water and canteen spirits, generally known as canned cocktail.
Whenever someone asks for like a ranch water or a vodka soda, it's a lot more efficient to just kind of crack it open and serve it.
And customers, he says, can't get enough.
Canned cocktails have become one of the hottest trends in beverage sales, and retailers are creating shelf space to capitalize on the trend.
Bars and restaurants closed, customers hit the stores, bringing the cocktail culture home. New products are flooding the marketplace. One of Austin's best-known names is Ranch Rider Spirits, started by two business school students at the University of Texas. The duo started selling their blend of tequila, lime, and seltzer in 2019 out of a single food truck. They're now in 11 states, turning out 20,000 cases a month. Craft makers like Ranch Rider are facing stiff competition from the industry's Goliaths, makers like Jim Beam and Tanqueray, hoping to capitalize on demand for drinks with lower alcohol, less sugar, and fewer calories. As customers come back to the bars, the issue may be keeping the pop tops in stock. Janet Shamlian, CBS News.